One day, every breath we take will slow down for the last time, and the body that once carried our thoughts, dreams, and fears will no longer resist the pull of the earth. It will not be an ending in the way that we imagine, but a return. Quiet. It's something natural and it's something inevitable. Like a river finally meeting the sea after traveling endlessly through changing landscapes. And I think it's a really beautiful thing that we do eventually return back to, where we came from. And it gives me a lot of comfort when I'm thinking about that, like, that everything's going to be okay. And, I find comfort in the aspect of an afterlife as well. I think that's a beautiful thing. I hope there's games there, because I would love to play games with my brother, but, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, the earth does not take from us in violence, but in patience. It has always been waiting, shaping every step we take, holding every version of who we are. And when we return, there is no judgment, there's no separation, only the same soil that once grew the food we ate, and the trees we stood beneath, and the ground that carried every version of our story. You know? And I just think it's just magical that we're so connected, and that in life, we are actually not separate from nature, and I just think that's magical. You know? And hold on to hope as well. It's just a really cool thing that we're able to be this connected. And stone may eventually wear down, metal may rust, and even the strongest structures eventually learn the language of the wind and rain, becoming part of something older than memory itself. And yeah, like, with that being said, like, time, the reason that those things happen is time is basically gently dissolving the illusion that everything's permanent, because everything isn't permanent. The body, once full of movement and expression, eventually, that's not permanent. That becomes still, but not meaningless in any sense of the word. It changes form, returning its elements back to the world that lent them in the first place. And, we're just returning home is a good way to put it, because nothing is truly lost. We last eternally, one with the earth again. Now, even the earth itself, I would say, isn't permanent. It's going to go through a rebirth at some point. And, the sun eventually burns out, so everything shares in that connectedness that we all are on the cycle of life. But it's damn near eternal if you think about it, like our bodies and stuff like that, because this earth's gonna last for a long time. And even when it returns to the universe, so what? We're still one with all of that. And the earth remembers without needing memory. It holds every footprint, every resting place, every passing moment of life that once moved across its surface. And when we're going to return, but we're not strangers to it. It's something that's familiar to us, because generations of us have existed here and gone through things and had life stories and memories and family trees and all of these other things, and there's something humbling about it, how temporary everything can be. But it's eternal in influence, and the earth does not erase us. It absorbs us into its pretty much its ongoing story. Where every life becomes part of the same continuous sentence written in soil, stone, and time. And, we're a part of that. So if you ever feel like alone or something like that, just know you're not. You're actually part of something really special. So yeah, hold on to hope and just know that you are a part of something special, and that the universe is looking out for you, and when we do go through those hard times, I always talk about it, but those are just a part of the journey, and a part of the circle of life. And there's that continuation. What once carried a name, becomes part of the countless unnamed processes that feed growth, decay, and renewal, ensuring that nothing truly ends. It only changes in form and purpose. You know, so that silence that follows is not an emptiness, but it's a continuation. And yeah, the final truth is a simple one, yet it's pretty vast. One day we do not leave the earth behind, we become it again. You know, not as disappearance, but as return. Not as loss, but as completion of a cycle that was never broken, only briefly experienced from the inside. So yeah, I want to leave you on that note. Thank you guys for making this a fun thing. To all my family and friends that are watching, you know, I love you guys. I hope life's treating you well. I'm enjoying making these videos for you guys. I'm going to continue posting throughout the week. I've got my videos scheduled for the weekend because I'm going to be spending the weekend with my mom. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.